Did you know the average American family throws away over $1,500 a year on groceries they don't even need? That's not a guess. That's hard data from the USDA. We're literally tossing hundreds of dollars every month into the trash, and most people don't even realize it. Now, that's not because we're stupid. It's because we've been played by stores, by labels, and by decades of marketing designed to hijack our brains and drain our wallets. Today, I'm going to expose 12 grocery items you should never buy. And if you are buying them, it's time to stop letting your money bleed out at the checkout line. These aren't obscure products. These are things sitting in nearly every cart at every major chain in America, and they're designed to trick you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever grabbed pre-cut fruit, bottled water, or a healthy snack pack because it seemed quick, clean, and convenient? If so, you're not alone. But you're also falling into the exact trap grocery stores have spent millions setting for you. The sad truth? Some of the items I'm about to show you have markups as high as 4,000%. I'm not kidding. These aren't just bad deals. They're financial booby traps that eat away at your budget week after week. And listen, with food prices up nearly 3% this year alone, and corporations reporting record profits, while average families are struggling, now's the time to shop smarter. Not in 6 months, right now. So if you're tired of wasting money, tired of being tricked into thinking premium means better, and ready to reclaim your grocery budget once and for all, stick around. Because by the time we get through this list, you'll never walk the grocery aisles the same way again. Let's start with the first big ripoff you're probably paying for this week without even realizing it. Let me paint you a picture. Last week, I walked into my local grocery store. Nothing fancy, just a regular chain. On one shelf, a plastic container with pre-cut watermelon for $6.99. Right next to it, a whole watermelon for $3.99. Same size, same fruit. The only difference? Someone else sliced it for you. And that cost you almost double. Now, multiply that logic across every piece of pre-cut produce in the store. Pineapple chunks, baby carrots, chopped onions, celery sticks, all marked up 30% to 100% just because you're tired and short on time. And here's what they don't tell you. Those pre-cut fruits and veggies, they're often cut hours or even days earlier, exposed to oxygen, light, and heat that degrade their nutrients. According to the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry, pre-cut produce can lose up to 25% of its vitamin C content within 48 hours. So you're not only overpaying, you're also getting less nutrition. But I'm busy, you might say. I get it. We all are. That's exactly what grocery stores are banking on. They know you'll pay for convenience. But here's the hard truth. That convenience is costing your family hundreds, even thousands, of dollars a year. Let's break it down. Pre-cut bell peppers? That's $5.99 a pound. Whole bell peppers? $1.79. Baby carrots? $2.79 a bag. A 5-pound bag of regular carrots? $3.99. You're literally paying someone $2 a pound to use a knife. Here's your game plan. Set aside 20 minutes once a week. Turn on your favorite show or podcast and prep your fruits and veggies. You'll save money, get fresher food, and actually enjoy the routine. Go frozen. Seriously. Frozen fruits and vegetables are picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen to lock in nutrients. They cost 30–60% less, last for months, and work just as well in smoothies, stir-fry, soups, and stews. According to the University of Georgia, frozen broccoli often contains more vitamin C than fresh because of how quickly it's preserved after harvest. Now, let's talk storage. A $20 investment in a set of stackable glass or BPA-free containers will pay for itself in weeks. You prep everything once, store it smart, and you're set for the week. Meal prep doesn't just save you cash, it saves your sanity when life gets busy. Pro tip: if you're worried about things going bad, start small. Only prep 3 to 4 days ahead. You'll get the hang of it fast. And frozen produce? Stock up when it's on sale and rotate like a champ. Emotional edge: here's the kicker. When you prep your own produce, you feel more in control, not just of your food, but of your life. You stop reacting to what's easy and start choosing what's smart. And that mindset shift, that's how people build real financial and nutritional resilience over time. Bottom line, pre-cut fruits and veggies are convenience theater. They look helpful, but they're draining your wallet and giving you less in return. Don't fall for it. Let's get something straight right now. Bottled water isn't just a waste of money, it's a full-on health risk disguised as purity. And if you're still spending cash on it every week, it's time for a serious wake-up call. A brand new study from Columbia University and Rutgers found that the average liter of bottled water contains over 240,000 microplastic particles. That's nearly 250,000 pieces of plastic per bottle. Most of these particles are so small you can't even see them. They're called nanoplastics, and they're now showing up in our lungs, bloodstreams, and even placentas. Yeah, unborn babies are already consuming plastic thanks to this scam. You thought bottled water was cleaner? Think again. It actually has 10 to 100 times more plastic than tap water. That's not speculation, it's peer-reviewed science. And it's one of the dirtiest little secrets the $300 billion bottled water industry doesn't want you to know. What's worse, you're not even getting spring water in most cases. Roughly 45% of bottled water brands are literally just filtered municipal tap water. That 250 you just dropped on a name brand bottle, it's the same stuff you can get from your faucet, filtered through a machine that costs pennies per gallon, and dumped into plastic that's slowly poisoning you. And let's talk about the math for a second. One bottle of water costs, on average, $1.50 to $2. A family buying 2 bottles a day is spending over $1,000 a year on water. Meanwhile, a solid water filter pitcher costs about $30 and replacement filters maybe $10 every few months. You'll save hundreds of dollars a year and drastically reduce your plastic exposure. Here's your game plan. Buy a stainless steel water bottle, ideally insulated. Brands like Hydro Flask or Simple Modern cost around $20, $30, but last for years. Pick up a filter system. Brita, PUR, Zero Water. Take your pick. Or go higher end with a countertop Berkey filter if you're really serious. If you're in a high-risk area with old pipes, install an under-sink reverse osmosis system. It's easier than you think and pays for itself fast. Pro tip, keep a few gallon jugs filled with filtered tap water stored in your home as backup. Not only does it replace the need for bottled water, but it also gives you an emergency supply if something goes wrong, without having to raid Costco with the rest of the crowd. Mental shift. A lot of folks grab bottled water because it feels safe and clean. But once you realize you're actually consuming more plastic and paying 4,000% markups for that illusion, the habit loses its grip. Let's be clear. Bottled water isn't just a financial mistake, it's a long con. You're paying more for worse quality and letting billion-dollar companies fill your body with plastic while they fill their pockets with your money. Break the cycle, buy the filter, fill your own bottle, take back control. You know that warm, delicious smell that hits you the second you walk into the grocery store? The one that whispers, "Treat yourself," and lures you toward the bakery section like a moth to a cinnamon roll? Yeah, it's probably fake. That's right. Many major grocery chains are now using synthetic scent diffusers to pump artificial, fresh-baked aromas into the air. It's not your imagination. According to the Scent Marketing Institute, stores that use these scent machines see up to a 300% increase in bakery sales. That's not an accident, that's manipulation. You're not hungry, you're being triggered. And once you're in the bakery section, your wallet's in trouble. Muffins, cookies, croissants, all of it carries insane markup. Industry data shows gross profit margins in bakery departments range between 50% and 70%. That $4 muffin, it costs the store around $1.50 to make. You just paid nearly triple for a puff of flour and sugar, and the illusion of freshness. But it gets worse. Many of these so-called fresh items aren't even made on site. They're frozen doughs shipped from a warehouse, thawed, baked, and spritzed with scent to feel homemade. A 2023 investigative report from Food Processing Weekly found that nearly 60% of in-store baked goods come from third-party manufacturers, not your local bakery counter. So you're not just overpaying, you're overpaying for a lie. Let's talk smart alternatives. Day-old racks. You know that little cart off to the side with bright orange tags? That's where the real deals are. Same product, usually 50% off. Still tasty, perfect for toast, bread pudding, or reheating. Baking mixes. A box of brownie mix runs $1.50 to $2 over. Makes a full tray and tastes just as good as those overpriced $12 bakery versions. Add eggs and oil, and you're done. Companies like Betty Crocker and Crustia's have improved their formulas. They're legit delicious. Want to level up? Invest in a $30 bread machine from a secondhand site or marketplace. With 5 minutes of prep and a timer, you can wake up to the smell of real fresh bread without feeding corporate lies. Try no-knead recipes. 1 bowl, 1 spoon, 1 oven. Even my 12-year-old can make rustic loaves that would cost $8 at a store. Emotional trigger tip. Keep in mind, grocery stores are selling you more than a muffin. They're selling comfort, indulgence, childhood nostalgia. Recognize it, appreciate it, but don't let that smell rob you blind. Psychological angle. Making baked goods at home actually boosts emotional well-being. Studies from the Journal of Positive Psychology show that baking can reduce stress and increase happiness. So not only are you saving money, you're literally improving your mood. Bottom line, don't pay bakery prices for artificial warmth and inflated sugar. Smells don't equal value. You're smarter than that. Last week, I picked up a tiny bottle, and I mean tiny, of McCormick oregano at my local chain grocery store. Price tag, $3.49. Barely enough spice to season a single tray of roasted vegetables. Later that day, I stopped by a local Indian market and found a bag 4 times the size for just $0.37. Same herb, over 900% price difference. And that, my friend, is the name brand spice scam in a nutshell. Name brand spices have one of the highest markups in the entire grocery industry, often exceeding 1,000%. These jars look fancy, but you're paying for branding, bottling, and shelf space, not freshness or quality. Here's the kicker. Most of these spices have been sitting on shelves for months, sometimes years. Spices lose their potency over time, especially ground ones. A study published in the Journal of Food Science showed that ground herbs and spices can lose over 50% of their flavor compounds within 6 months. So that overpriced paprika or thyme you just bought, you're basically seasoning your food with dust. And get this, according to Statista, the U.S. spice market in 2025 is worth nearly $29 billion. Grocery store chains are cashing in by quietly ripping you off on one of the smallest, lightest items in your cart. So what's the fix? Ethnic markets. Indian, Middle Eastern, and Asian grocery stores sell spices in bulk, often imported fresher and moved faster than anything in big chains. These shops aren't bottling prestige. They're selling food that actually gets cooked with. Buy whole, not ground. Whole cumin seeds, black peppercorns, or coriander last years longer and keep their essential oils intact. Just toast and grind what you need with a $15 spice grinder or even a coffee grinder. Buy in bulk. Online suppliers like Spice Jungle, Mountain Rose Herbs, or even your local co-op will let you buy half-pounds for the cost of a single jar from a supermarket. Pro tip, store your spices in airtight glass containers in a cool, dark cabinet. Avoid storing near your stove or oven. Heat destroys flavor faster than anything else. Psychological edge, when you switch to fresh bulk spices, your food genuinely tastes better, and that gives you a greater sense of pride in cooking at home. That emotional reward makes you less likely to waste food, order takeout, or snack spend on overpriced convenience meals. One more truth bomb. Those glossy spice racks in supermarkets, they're marketing traps. Colorful labels, eye-level placement, trendy fonts, all to make you pay 10x more for something that belongs in the $1 bin. Bottom line, don't fall for the spice aisle swindle. Freshness matters more than branding. And your wallet, your food, and your taste buds will thank you for walking right past those tiny, overpriced jars. Let's talk about one of the biggest feel-good traps in the grocery world: organic everything. Because while that little green USDA organic sticker might make you feel like you're doing the right thing for your body, your kids, the planet, in many cases, it's nothing more than a very expensive illusion. Here's what the organic industry doesn't want you to know. You're often paying 20% to 60% more for produce that's no safer, no healthier, and in some cases, indistinguishable from the conventional version. Let's back this up with some hard facts. The Environmental Working Group released their 2024 report on the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15, lists of the most and least pesticide-contaminated fruits and veggies. The results? Shocking. Strawberries, spinach, kale. Absolutely filthy. Some samples had over 20 different pesticide residues, even after washing. These are the ones you should be buying organic. But avocados, sweet corn, pineapples, almost zero detectable pesticides, even in conventional samples. So why are you paying 30% more for the organic version? Marketing. Plain and simple. Here's where it gets even sneakier. Many stores label things organic when they're barely regulated. Packaged snacks, boxed cereals, frozen meals. They slap that green label on the box and charge double, hoping you don't check the back for the 12G of added sugar and seed oils. According to a 2025 USDA report, organic doesn't mean pesticide-free. It just means the pesticides used were natural, which doesn't always mean safer. In fact, copper sulfate, commonly used in organic farming, can be more toxic to soil health than some synthetic alternatives. So how do you shop smart? Use the EWG Dirty Dozen Clean 15 list. It's updated yearly and tells you where organic actually makes a difference. Stick to conventional for low-risk items like onions, mushrooms, and melons. Buy organic selectively. For foods you eat the skin of, berries, apples, leafy greens, it's worth it. For bananas or avocados, save your money. Pro tip: if you want cleaner food but hate organic prices, buy local instead. Farmers markets and co-ops often grow with minimal chemicals, but don't pay for organic certification, which can cost farmers thousands of dollars per year just for the label. Budget hack: freeze organic berries when they go on sale. Wash, dry, bag, and toss in the freezer. Same nutritional benefits, far cheaper than buying them fresh year-round. Mental trap warning: people buy organic for peace of mind. But peace of mind isn't worth $100 a week in wasted cash. Ask yourself, am I buying health or a label? Bottom line, organic isn't a scam, but blindly buying everything organic is. Shop with strategy, not emotion. You'll still protect your health and your bank account. Let me tell you what I saw at the checkout line last week. A mom, 2 kids in tow, cart loaded with groceries, and at least a dozen boxes of single-serve snacks. Goldfish, Oreos, trail mix packets, yogurt tubes, those little pretzel bags. I watched the total climb, and when she checked out, she'd spent $47 just on snacks. I nearly dropped my cart. Here's the kicker: if she had bought those exact same snacks in bulk and portioned them out herself, she would have spent just $18. That's a 161% markup, all because they were pre-packed in cute, tiny bags. And the problem isn't just with goldfish or granola bars. It's all single-serve packaging. The snack industry knows we're tired, rushed, and juggling a million things, and they've built a $690+ billion empire around it. You're not paying for food. You're paying because they know you won't take 5 minutes to do it yourself. Let's talk real numbers. A family-sized bag of goldfish crackers, 30 Oz, $4.49. A box of 12 single-serve goldfish bags, 10 Oz total, $8.99. That's more than double the cost for one-third the food. Same story with chips, cookies, fruit snacks, even cheese sticks. And don't forget the environmental cost. Each single-serving snack comes with layers of extra plastic, paper, and cardboard that all get tossed. So what's the fix? Buy bulk. Then portion at home using reusable snack bags or containers. A 20-pack of BPA-free snack tubs costs $10 to $15 and lasts for years. Create a weekly snack station. Sunday night, fill up containers with crackers, fruit, popcorn, or trail mix. Boom. Lunches and snack times are prepped. For little kids, get cute reusable bento boxes. You'll save money, reduce waste, and avoid the daily chaos of what snack do I pack? Pro tip, stockpile snacks when they go on sale. Combine bulk discounts with coupons. You'll cut your snack spending in half or more, and you control the ingredients. Psychological insight, parents often buy single-serve snacks for portion control. But here's the truth. Your kid doesn't need a corporate portion plan. They need you to portion it smartly at home. Plus, when they help pack their own snacks, they're more likely to eat them and less likely to waste. Bottom line, single-serve snacks are the laziest, most expensive way to feed your family between meals. And that laziness comes with a heavy price tag. Skip the packets. Own the portions. Reclaim your grocery budget. Picture this. You're tired after work, walking past the meat section. You see a pack of chicken breasts labeled honey garlic glazed or lemon herb infused. The meat looks juicy, perfectly seasoned, and most importantly, ready to throw straight onto the grill. You grab it thinking you're saving time. But here's the truth. You just paid 60% more for a marinade that cost the store maybe 50 cents to make. Let's break that down. A pound of plain chicken breast runs around $4.99. The pre-marinated version? $7.99 or more. For the same exact chicken, just soaked in cheap sauce. And it gets worse. These marinades aren't gourmet. They're loaded with sodium, preservatives, and sugar. Many pre-marinated meats contain 800, 1,000 milligrams of sodium per serving. That's nearly half your daily limit in a single piece of chicken. According to the CDC, excess sodium intake is one of the leading dietary causes of high blood pressure and heart disease. Here's another dirty little secret. Grocery stores often use marinades to disguise older meat. Strong flavors, added coloring, and thick sauces can mask the smell and appearance of meat that's nearing its sell-by date. A former meat department employee once told me, if we couldn't sell it plain, we soaked it in teriyaki and pushed it as premium. Here's your smarter move. Buy plain meat. It's cheaper, fresher, and you control the ingredients. Marinate at home. It takes 5 minutes. Combine olive oil, vinegar or lemon juice, garlic, herbs, maybe some soy sauce or mustard. Done. Use zip-top bags to marinate in the fridge overnight, or freeze portions in marinade to save time later. Pro tip. Want flavor fast? Try dry rubs. Mix up salt, pepper, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and a pinch of brown sugar. Rub it on and grill. No mess, no added liquid, tons of flavor. Health advantage. Homemade marinades let you avoid artificial preservatives and added sugar. You'll eat cleaner, feel better, and actually enjoy the taste of the meat, not just the sauce. Bottom line? Pre-marinated meats aren't convenience. They're a convenience tax. You're paying more for less control, more sodium, and often lower quality meat. Be smarter. Grab the plain cuts. Your body and your budget will thank you. Ever walked into the health food aisle and seen those tiny, shiny bags labeled superfood, ancient grain, or raw vegan power? Feels like you're staring at the nutritional holy grail, right? Now picture this. An 8-ounce bag of organic goji berries, $12. A small tub of acai powder, $18. And chia seeds? Nearly $10 for what amounts to a handful of slippery goo when wet. Let me hit you with some truth. The FDA doesn't even recognize the word superfood. It's not a scientific term. It's a marketing buzzword, and a powerful one. In the last 5 years, mentions of superfood have jumped over 300% in grocery marketing. Not because the food's healthier, but because the label gets you to open your wallet. Now, are these foods bad for you? Not at all. But are they wildly overpriced and overhyped? Absolutely. Here's the real kicker. Most of the health claims surrounding these superfoods, goji berries fighting cancer, acai boosting metabolism, maca curing fatigue, come from lab studies or animal models. The science is far from settled. Meanwhile, regular foods like blueberries, spinach, and carrots have the same nutrients for a fraction of the price. Want numbers? Goji berries, $25 per pound. Blueberries, $4.05 per pound. Spinach, $1.79 per bunch. Black beans, $1 per can, and loaded with antioxidants, protein, and fiber. You're not buying nutrition, you're buying packaging, imported hype, and a few vague promises. Here's your smarter move. Shop local produce first, frozen if needed. They're picked at peak ripeness, flash frozen, and retain nearly all their nutrients. Eat a variety of colors. That's the real superfood hack. Mix greens, reds, purples, oranges, antioxidants, fiber, vitamins. Covered. Add flaxseed or walnuts to smoothies or oatmeal. Just as many omega-3s as chia seeds, and a third of the cost. Pro tip. If you do want goji or other exotic berries, check Asian or ethnic supermarkets. You'll often find the exact same product, same origin, but half the price because they're not wrapped in wellness branding. Psychological angle. People buy superfoods because they feel virtuous. But don't confuse price with power. You don't need miracle berries from the Himalayas to be healthy. What you need is consistency, balance, and real food. Bottom line, if a food needs a cape and a dramatic label to sell itself, it's probably not a superhero. Stick to the basics and save your dollars for what actually works. Let's talk about a daily habit that's quietly draining your bank account and wrecking your health, all before 9 a.m. You stroll into the store, grab a Monster or Red Bull for $3.50, then swing by Starbucks for a cold brew, $5 more. That's $8.50 gone before breakfast. Multiply that 3 times a week, and you're burning over $300 a year on what's essentially liquid sugar and caffeine. And here's where it gets crazy. A 16-ounce Monster Energy contains up to 78 grams of sugar. That's over 19 teaspoons in one can. For women, that's 3 times the recommended daily sugar limit. For men, double. Now add in the caffeine, artificial colors, preservatives, and synthetic vitamins. And what you've got is a cocktail of chaos for your nervous system. Even worse, many energy drinks now use wellness language, phrases like natural caffeine with B vitamins or enhanced focus. But make no mistake, they're still engineered sugar bombs. A 2024 report from the American Heart Association tied frequent energy drink consumption to increased risk of high blood pressure, anxiety, and heart rhythm issues, especially in adults over 30. And that cold brew from your favorite chain? It costs $5 to $7 a cup, but it's made from pennies worth of beans. A 40-ounce container of ground coffee at the store? Around $10, and it makes 100 cups. That's 10 cents per serving versus up to 5,000% markup at the cafe counter. Here's your smarter routine. Make cold brew at home. Mix coffee grounds with cold water in a mason jar. Let it sit overnight. Strain in the morning. You get 7 days of smooth coffee for under $2. Use a French press or drip maker. Quick, easy, and the quality is better than half the coffee chains out there. Add your own flavors. A dash of cinnamon, a splash of oat milk, a drop of vanilla, and boom, cafe-level taste without the inflated price tag. Pro tip: need caffeine without the crash? Try green tea with lemon or yerba mate. Both offer a smoother lift and fewer jitters. Want energy without stimulants? Start with hydration and real food. Fatigue is often a symptom of poor sleep and dehydration, not a caffeine deficiency. Psychological trap: we've been trained to treat that morning latte as self-care. But when self-care costs $6 a day, 5 days a week, you're looking at $1,500 plus a year and possibly elevated blood pressure. Bottom line, you're not just buying a drink, you're buying a daily habit that's bleeding your wallet and hurting your health. Brew it yourself, own your energy, and stop funding Starbucks stock prices with every tired morning. You're in a rush. You see a tray of beautifully colored chicken thighs labeled Hawaiian Teriyaki or Garlic Herb Delight. Looks delicious, smells amazing, and hey, it's already seasoned. Saves time, right? Well, it also just costs you up to 60% more for meat that might be less fresh and worse for your health. Here's how the scam works. A plain pack of chicken thighs might run $4.99 per pound. But add a marinade, maybe 30 cents worth of oil, salt, and sugar, and suddenly it's $7.99 per pound. That's an extra $3 for someone to pour sauce on your dinner. But it gets worse. Grocery store marinades are often packed with sodium, preservatives, food dyes, and added sugars. A single serving can carry 800 milligrams or more of sodium, which is over 1/3 of your daily recommended limit. And here's a dirty little secret. Pre-seasoned meats are often used to extend the shelf life of aging meat. That bold seasoning? It's not just for flavor. It's hiding discoloration and odor that would turn you off if the meat was plain. A former grocery store meat department manager once admitted, "When meat gets close to the sell-by date, we marinate it and slap on a bright label. It moves fast." Here's your smarter strategy. Buy plain meat. Always. You'll know what you're getting, it'll be fresher, and you'll avoid added junk. Season at home. A tablespoon of olive oil, a pinch of garlic powder, paprika, salt, and pepper. 5-star taste in 3 minutes flat. Use freezer packs. Prep raw meat with homemade marinades. Freeze them in zip bags. When you thaw, the flavors are already infused. Pro tip: want easy flavor fast? Keep a spice rub mix in a jar. Salt, pepper, smoked paprika, onion powder, and brown sugar. Rub it in, toss the meat on the grill or pan. Done. Health bonus. By seasoning at home, you control the sodium, sugar, and preservatives, and your meals taste fresher, not like they came from a chemistry lab. Bottom line, pre-seasoned meat is the fast food version of grocery shopping. It might save 5 minutes, but it costs you in quality, nutrition, and money. Be the chef, not the mark. Let me paint you a quick picture. You're in the dairy aisle. You see a pack of 6 Greek yogurt cups. Maybe some fruit on the bottom, maybe with granola. Price tag, $8.99. Seems reasonable, right? Now check this. The same brand, same yogurt, in a large 32-ounce tub, $4.50. You're paying up to 5 times more per ounce just because it's already portioned out. This is one of the most common grocery store traps, and one of the easiest to fix. Not only are single-serve yogurts wildly overpriced, they're also environmental nightmares. Each little cup has its own plastic container, foil lid, cardboard sleeve, all of it destined for the trash after 30 seconds. According to packaging studies, single-serve dairy items generate up to 6 times more waste than bulk containers. So why do people still buy them? One word: convenience. But here's your smarter move. Buy a large tub of plain or flavored yogurt. Use small reusable containers, mason jars, glass prep bowls, or BPA-free plastic to portion out your servings. Add your own fruit, honey, granola. You'll cut the sugar, increase the nutrition, and save hundreds per year. Pro tip: want variety? Mix up small batches ahead of time. Strawberry one day, banana nut the next. Store in the fridge for quick grab-and-go options. Psych trick. People think single-serve yogurt helps with portion control. But let's be real. If you can't stop at 1 cup, the problem isn't the container size. Portion it once, eat smart all week. Bottom line, you're not paying for yogurt. You're paying for packaging and a false sense of discipline. Portion it yourself and keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket. You walk into the health food aisle and feel good about it. Everything looks clean, modern, and approved. Keto granola bars for $12, paleo crackers for $10, Whole30 sauces for $8 a jar. It's also reassuring. But here's the hard truth. Most specialty diet foods are just regular food with a fancy label and a jacked up price. I once saw a jar of keto peanut butter for $11. Guess what the ingredients were? Peanuts. Salt. That's it. The exact same thing as the store brand version for $3.50. You're not paying for food, you're paying for buzzwords, and it works. The specialty diet food market has exploded, growing over 40% in the last 2 years. Companies know we want shortcuts, so they slap on labels like low carb, gluten-free, paleo approved, and triple the price. The real scam? Most of these foods aren't any healthier. They're often loaded with palm oil, filler starches, and sugar alcohols to make them taste decent. Just because something fits into your diet, technically, doesn't mean it's worth $8 a box. Here's your smarter strategy. Skip the diet aisle. Instead, buy real whole foods that naturally fit your goals. Keto? Eggs, cheese, meat, veggies, nuts. Paleo? Fruits, vegetables, lean proteins. Gluten-free? Rice, potatoes, oats, corn tortillas. Read ingredient labels. You'll find that many specialty items are no different than the regular stuff, just rebranded with a caveman on the box. Want a Whole30 marinara? Just grab a jar with no added sugar. $2 instead of $7. Boom. Pro tip. Make your own snacks in batches. Homemade keto crackers take 10 minutes, cost a fraction, and don't include mystery ingredients. Paleo trail mix? Nuts, seeds, dried fruit. Mix and store. Psychological hook. We buy diet-branded food because it feels like we're doing the right thing. But if the label is more impressive than the ingredients, it's not diet food, it's diet marketing. Bottom line, don't let packaging play you. You don't need a trademarked logo to eat healthy, just common sense and a minute to read the label. Save your money for real nutrition, not hollow promises. Grocery stores are built to manipulate, from smells to labels to packaging. But now, you're smarter. You've seen the 12 traps, and you know how to dodge them. Start questioning every item in your cart. You're not just buying food. You're making financial choices every week. Want more money in your pocket and better health in your fridge? Start today. Subscribe for more tips, drop a comment with your favorite grocery hack, and let's outsmart the system together.